while the intro's playing.
Yeah, like very, very barely, like on the top or bottom, you can see.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
What
I
were you
showed them
doing?
in the bottom. I don't know. I usually dance every time the intro comes on, so I'm like,
Oh yeah,
all right.
I can see you. Yeah, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
other people can see you in the studio, but the audience can't. The audience can't.
Well, we
But
can't
anyways.
see anything when it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, but only you can.
yeah. No,
Yeah, because we
no,
can't.
don't be.
I'm telling you right now, we can't see anything when the intro plays.
Oh yeah, I can see you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, see, that threw me off guard last time. I was like, oh look at Terry just doing his thing. Let's go, baby.
Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A minute. Nice. Classic. This is why we get you on, bud.
I do what I can.
Another iteration of having Sethy on the show, which means we're probably going to talk about space. We're probably going to talk about aliens. Nick's probably going to go on a 45-minute rant about how civilization should kill itself, which, by the way, we do have an article for today, so we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. We're also going to talk about how the people of Florida are a wild bunch. So I've got an article that we're going to talk about. A Florida man shot down a police drone because it was quote unquote harassing him. We'll come to find out that this gentleman had prior arrests. So he was a felon with a weapon. So he ended up getting a load of charges dropped on him just for a simple altercation with a police drone. We're also going to talk about a wooden satellite and how effective that's actually going to be. We're going to touch a little bit on the whole Jeff Bezos flying into space situation. I don't know how updated you guys are on that or watched any of the footage or anything, but first thing we're going to do, and the whole reason I was a little late in the first place, is Mama Steel is actually just turned 40 years old today. Hard to believe. Can you believe that? Am I right? Am I right? Happy birthday, Mama Steel. Number one fan, the OG fan. Whatever. No.
Over 28.
That's right. I'm 28, so I would hope she looks at least a day over 28.
Well, you looking 40.
Fuck you. That's why I shaved my beard, is because there was so much gray starting to pop out of it. I was like, maybe time, you know?
Yeah, it's weird being on here with like a clean haircut, shaven.
Yeah, same.
What? Yeah. That's the clean hair. That's the clean haircut.
You look like you just rolled out of your snake hole.
Girls for the girls, man.
So, this past weekend we all got together, had a great time.
It was beautiful.
The conversation slides to Seth being the love child of Seth Rogen and Lil Dicky once again, and you're sticking with it. You're okay with it.
I take pride in that. You know, Seth Rogen's known for his comedy gold, and Lil Dicky, well, his career kind of took a little bit of a tank, but you know what? He's dad, so I got to support him.
Are we in on Dave? Is anybody in on Dave on Hulu?
I am watching it.
I watched the first season. I liked it. Started to watch the second season, kind of fell off with it, and now apparently season 3 there's like next to no rapping in it. So, which is the best part. I mean, you want to see Lil Dicky spitting some dumb rap that off the top of the dome.
Fire.
Yeah. And now you don't even really get that, so I'm not sure it's something I'm going to invest in.
I've seen the clips they put on like Facebook and YouTube and stuff, but like I can't sit down and watch the whole thing. It's like I've got other stuff I got to watch. All right.
I think that's the way to do it. Clips and little snippets here and there.
Well, from my understanding too, the amount of times you see Lil Dicky's butt cheeks on the screen is astronomical. So not sure I want to invest in that time.
I'll have to take a look because maybe I can make a comparison and see if there really is some legitimacy to.
You're like, wow, his left ass cheek looks just like my left ass cheek.
You guys have the same birthmark, yeah. How wild would that be?
My mom would have some explaining to do, but hey. Well, where's those
Gonna get-
18 years of child support, Dad?
about to get that inheritance. Yeah. So, Seth, it's been over a month now since we've had you on. Probably is there a show we're looking out for? What's the new thing? Did you watch Space Jam? Did you see that?
I didn't see that yet. I don't have.
Don't
It's
waste
on
your
HBO,
time.
right?
I've heard dumb.
I mean, I kind of attribute it to just being a corny, cheesy movie made for kids, and then nostalgic adults that want to relive their Michael Jordan Space Jam days. But
Nostalgic adults, I do not think enjoyed it. I think they actually came out, like Warner Brothers came out later, and now they're saying it's for like the 5 to 12-year-old range. Like, yeah, because the movie tanked with the adults.
save some face.
Yeah, we all want MJ back in there. He still got it, man. You know he does.
Most of these remakes just don't seem to be doing well. Like, it just seems like everyone's like, nope, not hitting the mark.
Did either of you catch Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt on Amazon?
Yep.
No, but I will. Actually, I didn't even know anything about it, but listening to talk radio on the way home today, somebody gave a review of it, and I think I'm gonna have to give it a watch.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
You thought it was really good?
Yeah, I did.
See, I've heard it was good. It was like just a good action space movie. Like CGI was good enough.
Well, yeah,
Plot
that's
line
what it
was
is.
good enough, but
it is what it is. It's entertainment, and you're going to see some action, some crazy shit, and you're like, you know what, got the job done.
Plus, I like Chris Pratt.
It's hard not to. It's really hard not to. I mean, they came after him. What was it? What did they come after him for? At like the beginning of this year, I think.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
probably
something along the lines of not attending like a Democratic convention that a lot of the Marvel people were going to help, show their case for Biden or whatever. So since he didn't show up, they gave him a lot of flack. And then, a lot of the Marvel characters came out and said, "Yeah, don't do that to Chris Pratt. He's a good dude. We got his back." All that good stuff.
And fuck him. Honestly, fuck him. Who gives a shit? Like,
exactly. If you're going to look that deep into someone making an appearance versus not making an appearance, then you've got nothing better to do with your time.
Exactly.
So,
what, Rod? We talked about. Do you have what is? I want to name this segment, and I don't know what I want to name it yet, but like Rod. I don't know, something dumb. What dumb controversial fact do you have for us today? Is there one or?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna dive into. First off, I have two. Okay, if you haven't seen Kings of Pain, you should watch.
No,
it's just these
stop.
Guys,
you guys need to stop politicking for this thing.
Derek got a hold of you,
different things, and it's pretty entertaining. But they do it for science. I think they're just dumb, but it's for my entertainment. So
you and Derek need to stop hanging out. So
anyhow, California just passed a bill, and they're trying to make it so that they can give all their citizens $1,000 a month. No requirement. Being a citizen in California, you get $1,000 a month. They want to have a baseline standard income that everyone has.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because it sounds kind of like this is what's going to happen here. Let me pull up my second screen.
I mean, they just passed the bill, so
civilization collapse begins now, boys. MIT,
get back in shape.
So, MIT.
I've seen Zombieland, the first to go are the fatties.
This is back in
hanging out with Griff and Zach.
Yeah. 1972. MIT came out with this prediction saying the civilization of man is going to collapse, and here's a trajectory of it. And so far, it sounds like we are right in line with the timeline that they predicted. And so we can expect about 2040, I believe the article says, that it's gonna be a steep decline from there.
Solid.
Fuck, I'm gonna be old.
Dude, you're gonna be like 40 something years old, dude. It's only like 19 years from now.
Yeah, how my body feels now, it might as well just end then. Okay,
just stop. It ends. Just leave it here. So what can we anticipate for the collapse of civilization? Do you think this is going to
The
be a
Browns
free
win the
for all?
Super Bowl.
No,
I'll take it. I'll take it. If that means the collapse of civilization, I'll take my Brownies winning the Super Bowl. Let's go. At least I go out on a good note.
Here's my prediction. Okay, there's somehow Ohio is a desolate like desert land. Okay, tattered Browns flags just kind of scattered throughout the lands, and here they come. The fucking pound, the dog pound are the only that survived this thing because they were the only ones. Listen, if you are capable of holding on to hope for all those years being a Browns fan, I think you can survive anything.
You know what? I like that assessment. I think you're right on line.
However, somehow, some way, they will still collapse at the end of it.
I mean,
they'll get right to the point of like recovering fully, and then something will go disastrously wrong and just end society.
There's going to be like an East Coast, West Coast thing. It's going to be the dog pound versus Raiders fans, and it's just going to. That's going to. Yeah.
I don't hate that. Let's make that a movie. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Make it an apocalyptic movie.
Isn't there
However,
already like a West Coast, East Coast like thing, like feud for the most part?
It was like back in the 90s. Yeah, the Tupac.
Yeah, there's California and then
East Coast, West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. California, New York. That's kind of what you can equate the entire thing to. Absolutely. And that's just, they're the two most densely populated states. Now, Texas, probably the most populated. But in terms of like land mass per person or per capita, whatever the fuck they say with the census and all that shit.
Birds.
Yeah, you get it.
Birds with the battery.
Those are the two like most densely populated states by a long shot. And they both fucking stink. Listen, I've been to both of them. I'll tell you right now. Nothing that exciting about New York. If you love the thrill of looking over your shoulder and anticipating getting stabbed, then do I have two states for you? If you don't love those feelings, go on, get.
Walking through piles of trash in the street and homeless people throwing up.
Yeah, or homeless people
But
shitting.
make sure you wear your mask there, though.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Good thing.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with the homeless problem, but wear your mask, okay? That's.
I have a feeling this end of civilization thing, or collapse, or rebirth of civilization, whatever they're predicting, is going to be much less climactic than we're anticipating, though.
It's probably just going to be a slow decline of our economic system, and just kind of a slow decline back into poverty and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's going to be like, apocalyptic end of the world type of thing. But as far as, the U.S. being a world superpower, that you may see that decline.
Matt and I were talking about it too. That like society, maybe the reason we like haven't seen like aliens and they haven't seen us and stuff is maybe society gets to a point and then it just destroys itself and it ends up resetting back to the Stone Age, stuff like that.
Okay, let's talk about this. So explain why you believe that too, though, because of that guy they found in the ice.
Oh yeah. I just thought it was interesting that the guy, one of the oldest guy, his name was Etsy, like that's what they call him, but they found him in ice and he's like thousands of years old or something. And the dude's got tattoos. Like I understand that there was tattoo stuff back then, but like you gotta like think like I don't know. I really think that it just resets itself. Like this, or the simulation just hits the reset button. Like, 2040, that's the end of the game. Wait for the new update.
Actually, I know the exact point when civilization resets or the world resets. Okay, as a nation or as a world as a whole, we decide that what we should do with inmates is put them in a gladiatorial style ring and let them duke it out. Guess what? They survive. They overthrow prisons all across the world. And here we are living in the world that Rod created and was so excited for.
Okay, listen. I came up with the games, not the security. Okay, so blame that guy, first of all. Second of all, where was I going with this?
I feel like that's something we told Griff to do, and he just never got around to it.
You know, this construction on 71, 75, 270 that never gets done.
Mhm.
Guess what? With all the money we get from the pay-per-view ads and the sponsorships, we can afford to fix all of it pretty damn quickly.
Our highways are going to look like they do in Vegas with all that casino money.
Or like, you know, there's going to be some jets and shit. We're going to be flying around in flying cars. All right, that's how much money we'll have then.
I'm glad you bring that up. That's a beautiful segue into one of the conversations I wanted to have today. Jeff Bezos and a crew of like 4 or 5 astronauts, we'll call them. I don't know their qualifications. I don't know where these people are coming from, what school they went to. However,
they had the right amount of money.
Yep, they orbited around the Earth in technically space.
Didn't someone pay like $1 million or something to be on the seat next to him?
Well, yeah, they had a silent auction to see who was going to win that seat, and it was. I think the last time you and I checked, Rod, it was like 4.5 million, maybe somewhere in that area is what they sold that seat for, basically. Absolutely stifling. But if you look at some of the clips, that rocket looks an awful like a penis.
Mm-hmm.
The meme's already out here. The internet's undefeated, dog.
The Austin Powers, like they likened it to the Austin Powers scene where they're, oh my God, that looks like a big Johnson. Hey Johnson, good to see you. How you doing? And all that.
That is a very erect rocket. That's all I'm saying.
So the one clip that I watched, though, and I don't know much about Jeff Bezos. I just, he's the richest man in the world, and now potentially, as far as we know, the richest man in space, or has traveled into space. But they show the thing landing again. The first thing that he does is unbuckles his seatbelt, reaches across, grabs his cowboy hat to put back on his head, and then they all exit the little pod that they came out of.
It's all a show. It's all for theater.
How is this not happening more often? The technology has to be there to be able to. Oh God!
New kitty cat.
Rod, I've told you this once. I'll tell you 1,000 times. You can't show your unshaven puss on YouTube and Facebook, man. They're gonna take this thing right down.
Listen.
Pusses and phallus-shaped rockets.
Add some of that pixelated stuff later, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, I can't add it later. It's live, dude. You get what you get. If I had the technology to do it, I wouldn't be sitting in my guest room doing this podcast. I would have a much more elaborate setup to be able to do this thing, but I don't. So no pixelating the puss.
I just want a microphone that comes down from the ceiling when I press a button and it comes down right here. So I can sit there and, that'd be cool.
What else do you want? So I have it's such a pipe dream, but every time I see old abandoned office buildings, I'm like, what a perfect place for a studio that would be. It's got to be dirt cheap, and we don't need much equipment to set up in there. It's just a nice quiet space to actually go to do this shit.
I think you would talk to me on the phone about it, and I hung up, and I was hanging out with Griff at the time, and I was like, he's like, oh, Matt, that was Matt. What do you want? And I was like, oh, just some office space for the podcast he's looking into. And now every chance he gets, he just roasts us with it every time.
I don't know why we haven't taken this to Derek's basement yet.
We started there, but
the internet does not reach Derek.
Fair enough.
That's
by design. That's by design.
For anyone.
Yeah, there's no calls for help coming out of that.
Doesn't want anybody knowing.
Let's just put it that way. Well, I've never had a cell signal, never, not once, never.
Somewhere down, somewhere on the internet, there's some footage of some us trying to do a sports program show, some beer chug sports down there. and it's ugly.
That is far in the works, but the Irwins are chomping at the bit to get that going again. By the way, I have concepts for a sports show, but carving out time is something I don't know we're all going to be able to do. However,
this year has been a very tight time-based year.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. By the way, Seth, I hear you will be at the bachelor party.
I will.
Will you be initiating the 8:30 a.m. beer again, or are you going to let somebody else take that mantle and maybe run with it?
That's mine. Just like Rod has his sleeping beer, I've got my 8:30 beer, and then pass out at 2 p.m. and wake up back up at 7, ready to go. I got my game plan.
It's weird that Rod's sleeping beer and waking up beer are actually the same one, because he falls asleep with half the can still in his hand, and then just happens to wake up somehow not spilling it to finish that drink.
Don't you?
Hey, I got to sip on it while I'm sleeping.
I don't know. I'm not sure at what point your unconscious mind took over. Yeah. Hey, can't be hungover if you're still drunk,
That's right.
I just don't know when your unconscious mind took over, because you as a person were not there.
No, it's habitual at that point. He was getting those 12-ounce curls in, on the reg, so his body just had to keep up with it even when he's sleeping. That's peak performance right there, man.
Every time the hangover would start to hit, I'd get a little headache, wake up, drink some more, it's gone. You go back to sleep.
So Rod had his vitamins, but we have, with our good friends at CBD Brothers USA, the CBD can do all-in-one, action-packed. That's not the word. That's not the phrase I'm looking for.
USA.
Yeah. I feel, that'll be some hates. They'll kick us off for hate speech or something like that.
Good. Cancel me.
No. We're trying to do an ad read. We don't want that association with CBD Brothers USA. They're not just chanting USA. Like these guys are.
The Steves. They are chanting USA. All right.
They are. But what they're going to be doing for you, which is going to be much more beneficial than our dumbasses talking about chanting USA, is they're going to be selling you all natural hemp products. If you have inflammation, we got something for that. You got the salve, okay? Maybe you're dealing with some inflammation. Maybe you're dealing with a little bit of maybe not necessarily severe depression, maybe like mild depression, mild anxiety. You can take the tincture, which is the oil that you can use, which is also good for inflammation as well. Now, it's not psychoactive like THC. It's a THC-free product for now until these boys, till this Ohio shit gets legal. Then we might be telling a whole different story.
We still got Mike Wine in there. It ain't happening.
We've got them. No, don't.
In the famous words of Pat McAfee, there's too many old whites still running this way. We're not getting it done. All right, it's not happening here.
Which, hey, we might be wearing masks again too. Who knows?
It is what it is.
Did anyone else see The Rock might be running for president, and it might be under the Republican platform?
I saw that it was polled across America, and like 70% of people said they would vote for him.
I'd vote for him probably regardless. But if he ran Republican too, woo, doggy.
I don't see that.
You think he's going to give everyone like a personal workout plan? That'd be kind of cool.
All right, you fat fucks. You're all going to be military men and women by the time I'm done with you. Yeah. Back to my point. If you have trouble sleeping, we gotta.
Nice transition.
You have trouble sleeping. Old Peppermint Matty here will give you a call and sing you some sweet lullabies, put you right to bed. Problem solved.
Listen, if CBD Brothers USA puts that on their website, that I'll be giving phone calls and singing sweet nothings, I'll do it, because these guys have been great for us. They're They're the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And right now, if you use code idiots on mic, no A, so idiots on mic, not idiots on a mic, all one word, idiots on mic, 25% off and free shipping. You got questions about it? You head right down to Steve Caswell's podiatry office. You give him a talking to, and he's going to give you all the information. Vegan Steve. Yeah. That's right.
And he might even give you a recording of Sweet Nothings to help you fall asleep. You don't know. You got to ask. All right. That's the end of the counter stuff. You don't talk about, but it's
if you're singing the Sweet Nothings, you'll probably need like the son of a C-level rapper, in the background doing beatboxing or doing something.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Yeah. What we would actually need is the love child of Lil Dicky and Seth Rogen in the
That's what we call a Z level rapper.
I actually know a guy.
It stands. The Z stands for Z Quill. Like it's gonna put your ass to sleep is what it's gonna do.
That's what it's meant to do. So you can say I'm 100% effective.
That's right. Hey. Maybe. I don't know how they spin that into a CBD product, but maybe they start selling that.
That's what happens.
Listen, 3 out of 3 idiots recommend. That's all I'm saying.
Well, 5 out of 5 because those two that worked are kind of people. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. I'm not going to call them idiots because they're brilliant, but there are kind of people. Yeah, there are people. But guess what, Seth? You got a dog?
I do.
Is it an unruly dog? Runs around and shit?
No, he's pretty well behaved. Pretty lazy.
Well,
he just likes to sleep.
Matt, you have the Satan of dogs, okay? You can't ask, and don't ask people. It's not the same. You have a rough go.
So I got this unruly dog, man, and they make CBD chews and CBD tinctures for pets as well. Give him some of these. Look at this little fuckers just passed out on the floor over here. Good. That's a good for the doggos. I tell you what, man, they are out again. Code idiots on mic at checkout, 25% off and free shipping. Glad we took 10 minutes to get through that fucking ad read because you guys can't concentrate for 10 minutes.
Take that finger and point it right back at yourself, sir.
That's right. Poor hosting.
Poor hosting. Don't even give me that. It's poor hosting. It's very poor hosting. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I really don't. I really do not. All right. Let's get into my next article for you guys. Which one do I want to go with here? Let's do this. We teased it a little bit. Let's bring this back in. Florida man shoots down police drone because it was quote unquote harassing him. The drone crashed and caught fire after it was hit by 2 22mm bullets. This thing went down. He ended up getting charged. Multiple charges now. So here we go. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and criminal mischief because he had a run-in back in 2013 for aggravated assault of a law enforcement officer. Lay low.
Forget about it.
Lay low. Just stay at grandma's house for a while and just don't shoot shit out of the sky. Like that's all you got to do.
Yeah, it's back in 2013, so he laid low for 8 years.
Right. When I'm driving, I listen to the radio quite a bit. And up here, our radio station, 92.3, it's a country station. Well, they do this thing where they talk about the dumb shit criminals do, okay? And they always there's always one guy from Florida. They're like a 33-year-old man from Florida. And then the other two co-hosts on the show will go, Florida. And that cracks me every time. And they're always doing dumb shit like this. Like, Florida's like, I'm terrified if they ever want to fight anyone. Like,
Rod, I'm so happy you said that because we're just reliving the dad joke segment that we used to have with that Florida and how much it impressed you and how low the comedic value has to be set for Rod to actually enjoy what is being said.
Listen, I'm doing this show, okay? So, I mean, it doesn't get much more than that.
By the way, if there was Florida men that were integrated into Ohio, I feel like they would be heading over to Barley Hopsters to go grab themselves some brews.
Absolutely.
We went in on Sunday, and I'm like, just kind of looking around. I love this place. But yeah, and you probably get some fucking crazies in here. I guarantee that. Guarantee. Because they go get their craft IPA bullshit, whatever they got to get. By the way, I'm out on IPAs. Never really liked them, but they got selections of lagers. They got selections of pilsners. They even got a little section that says your dad's beers. That's got like Old Milwaukee and fucking and shit like that in there. So head on in there, go check it out. Talk to our boy Brian Harpster, and have a good conversation with him. Unfortunately he wasn't there on Sunday. When I went in, I got to get him. We got to get him a T-shirt. We owe him a T-shirt.
Oh, we do.
Had him on. We had him on a long time ago, man. That was probably episode 30-ish, somewhere in there, probably. At least 20 weeks ago.
20 weeks ago. What episode are we on now? 50?
51.
Next week, it's our year.
Our full year of episodes. Yeah, it will be. Full year of episodes for Idiots on a Mic. Going to be exciting. We'll have to do something special. Strohs. Mama Steele, thanks for chiming in. Taking over Sethy's face there.
What's probably better that way?
Strohs is an old beer.
Isn't it a Milwaukee beer?
Yeah.
Milwaukee?
I believe so. So. Old Milwaukee, fucking Red Dog or whatever that was.
Red Dog.
Whoa. Red Dog. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Little Jenny's, wasn't that one too?
So let me explain something.
What was that trash you brought to the thing this past weekend, Seth?
Corona and Coors Light.
It was like this corrupt coffee.
That 15% stuff that's probably still sitting on Derek's counter right now.
I don't know if I finished it, to be honest with you.
Oh boy, I just wanted to see somebody drink that.
I did.
My wife got
Most
me
of
those, and I think I had 2 or 3 of them, and I was on my ass, dude. Those 15%, it was just liquid.
It will
tar syrup.
you. They're heavy. So, does anybody remember when Miller came out with Miller Fortune?
Yep.
And it was like their version of Bud Light Platinums, basically. They were horrible though, because they were so thick. It was like syrupy. It was it's hard to put down. And Bud Light Platinums though, Bud? You could throw.
It tasted like platinum. It tasted like I was drinking metal.
So let me tell a short story about Rod. Not to give details of the entire night. However,
we'll go light.
yeah. This is a very light version of the story. So, Bud Light Platinums, we were familiar at the time. We'd had them. We realized that they were basically double of what a normal beer is, and we're hanging out together, and he's working on his like first or second one, and then I swear to God, man, I turn around and I turn back, and then there's just 8 empty bottles. I don't know how he did it. I don't know when he did it. Yeah, I don't know how he did it. I don't know when he did it. But then bitches were gone, and so was old Roddy boy. That might be the first time I really saw you drunk, man. That was wild.
Yeah, that was. Story for another time, Seth. Maybe on the bachelor party, we'll tell you.
Yeah. That's the rest may be history. So we'll leave it at that for right now. However, I hope to see. That's the Rod I hope to see at the bachelor party. That's the Rod. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want.
Like in How I Met Your Mother, when the guy invites Punchy invites Mosby to the wedding. He's like, I want a classic Mosby. He just gets up there and just tanks it. He starts bawling his eyes out and just loses it.
That's what I want. I want that Roddy at my bachelor party.
Can't have it.
We'll get him. No, instead we'll get the closed eye motherfucker that tells everybody that they're sucking.
They're trash.
Which, by the way, the where we're going is very close proximity to North Carolina. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who partake, the vitamins are legalized in North Carolina. So
curious.
Interesting.
Very curious. Weird. Anyways, let's
Anyway,
go.
anywho,
Let's go to. I have a weird thing, and this is a quote unquote unsolved mystery because I don't know why we're wasting our time with this. However, we're launching a wooden satellite into space.
why?
Now we're gonna go through all this money. This is the thing. Is that that's where you at? They're only anticipating it lasting about 2 years. So why are we wasting our time? There's a Space Jam ad. I don't really fucking like that.
Nope,
I
can't do it.
want to take this down now. But it's made out of plywood, like birch plywood, and birch is what they intend to make this out of. They're only anticipating it lasting like 2 years. Why they're doing, I don't know. Cost effectiveness, maybe. But the inside. But
Have
here's
you
the thing.
seen the price of plywood
that's what I
lately?
was
There
gonna
ain't no
say.
way it's
There's
cost
no way.
effective.
It's got to be better than whatever fucking space material they normally got to use. I don't know how
Space
NASA
material
works,
that lasts
man.
a decade versus wood that goes in my house
Mhm.
that still rots here. About space termites, huh?
Part of space termites.
Yeah, they're
You think that's a thing?
It will be.
So I'm okay. Now I have to immediately pivot to this because we can tweak our human DNA to live on other planets.
That doesn't
Have you
surprise
seen
me.
what was that shitty Netflix movie that came out? Titan or Life on Titan or whatever, where he goes through that experimental program to see if he can live on the moon or some shit like that. They send it, and he gets super aggressive and all that shit. But they launch him into, they just launch him into space. They're like, oh, this guy's fucking aggressive, and he lives on the moon. Is basically how it ends. Rod, you're familiar with this movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
It's the same actor who plays Jacob Sully in Avatar.
Doesn't he end up like living on like the moon or whatever with a bunch of people at the end or some shit like that?
I don't know about a bunch of people because remember there was a lot of people that didn't make it through the experiment.
I just remember there being a lot of fancy, like the training facility or whatever is like this fancy area. They had like these nice pools and stuff, like nice houses. Like,
and they were selected among a handful of people, but I don't think everybody completed the training and everything.
Right.
I think he might have been the only one that actually made it through the entire program.
Mm-hmm.
But because in one scene they're looking up the hill at the other person's house, and you see there's like this big fight that ensues because one guy that was going through the program became increasingly aggressive and like attacked his family and shit like that, and they just slaughtered it. They just fucking put him down.
It was a weird movie. It was a weird fucking movie.
I like the premise, but I just don't think they did a great job with it in what they focused on in the storytelling process. But who knows? Maybe this is what we're going to be doing here. This man here, Chris Mason, though, has a 500-year plan.
I want to know how he's going to see this through.
See what through?
Does he start with himself and genetically modify himself so he can live 500 years to see this plan through? Is that his, that's his baseline experimentation is on himself?
What do you think's more likely? This happens or Elon Musk colonizes Mars?
By himself? I feel like he probably has the parts because he's an alien, and I feel like aliens could probably do that. So,
well, here's the thing. Part of this plan is colonizing the moon and Mars, and then from there, once we discover, Chris Mason himself is an alien.
Ooh.
Curious. How many species of aliens do you think are on Earth competing right now? We have Jeff Bezos, we have Elon Musk, and now we have this Chris Mason fella.
I think Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are the same.
You think they're the same species of alien?
Yeah, they just hate each other. I think
maybe that's the fall of our civilization. Is like there's two competing alien species, and during the fall of civilization, that's when they step in, and then it turns into a intraterrestrial war. And then humans are intermixed in there.
So, Seth, I don't know how familiar you are with the Marvel Universe. Rod, you may know what I'm about to say here. The Kree versus Skrull armies, which Turns out they are both on Earth for a long period of time, and we don't find out about it until it's too late, and they've integrated themselves. One's like a president, one's like Captain America. Hopefully that doesn't spoil anything, because I don't know if they'll actually utilize that story arc.
I think that shit's happening. Like, I think that shit's that they're no. Everyone here, no, absolutely not. Not if aliens exist, they're here.
Were they introduced in the Guardians of the Galaxy? When were they introduced?
Sort of. So Captain Marvel was the Skrulls, and Ronan the Accuser is actually Kree.
Yeah.
So they have both to a degree been introduced. And Captain Marvel, they explained it a little heavier because that's when they fight the Skrulls and all that shit. But there is an entire like Secret War. I don't remember I think it's Secret War timeline is what it's called, where there's basically clones or like evil clones of actual heroes who have been captured or whatever, or have gone missing, and they end up being Skrulls because they can actually accept the powers of those who they are impersonating.
Were they on Earth for the Infinity Stone? Is that why they were on Earth for such a long time? I'm trying to trace back. It's been a while since. So
Captain Marvel was actually, like, in terms of timeline, it's Captain America, and then Captain Marvel would be the second movie, because it was the timeline is like from maybe this, like that, right? Yeah, it was early. I think it was even before that.
It was early 90s for Marvel.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. I just don't think she's a good actress. I don't think she was the right choice. But hey.
Here we go. Let's do some. I didn't have this planned, so this might put you guys on the spot. Let's do some recasting for big movies, starting with Captain Marvel. Now that we've brought it up, who do you put in that role? Ronda Rousey.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I like how about some Gina Davis? Oh, like younger Gina Davis. They do some CGI to clear up the wrinkles and everything.
I think, oh man, I'm trying to think of someone who has played some badass roles. That's a tough one. I think you have to put someone who is trying to cross over from like an action sports, like the UFC or something like that, in that role. I don't think Captain Marvel necessarily has to be a character that you piggyback on, especially because in terms of popularity, you know, Spider-Man and Captain America and all those guys have much more traction. So I think you put someone who's a decent actor but fits the build. If Gal Gadot had not done Wonder Woman, that would have been. I know she's not blonde.
Oh, absolutely.
You can change that. Just because, I mean, she was like ex-Israeli forces and things like that. They just have. Or who's that one stunt woman that's always on American Ninja Warrior? Shit, I can't think of her name. She does stunts for the Supergirl series. Shit, that's gonna bother me now.
What about like old U.S. Olympic athletes or something like that, like a Shawn Johnson, or someone that's, like you said, familiar and fits the build? And yeah,
you know what I was just thinking is they should have put one of the ex-CrossFit Games competitors in there, like one of the Icelandic ones, like one of the David's daughter,
Thor's daughter,
yeah, exactly. Put one of them in who's absolutely shredded and will just rip heads off. Put them in that role. They've got characters, like they've got character. You see the interviews. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the CrossFit Games on Netflix when they put the full series, the full special out. It's fun to watch. It is fun to watch, and they're very sociable people. It seems like. I think you could put them on a set and they would thrive. If they've been in competitive situations like that, I think you can get on a set and be all right. Unless you're LeBron James for Space Jam 2, the fucking stooge.
Listen, I'm really bad with actors and actresses, so I just spent the last, like, that whole conversation looking up actresses. What do you think about Kristen Bell from Forgetting Sarah Martin?
Okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's not bad.
Right?
She's kind of small for the build.
Yeah, she's small and petite, but
But maybe you do
put on
that
some
because
muscle, you'll be all right.
there's nothing super assuming about Captain Marvel. She's just a very powerful character. So maybe you play that. You know, there's nothing necessarily says that she's this height that I'm aware of. Now, I don't want to get slaughtered by Marvel fans because they will find like the most minute, detailed information. Yeah,
I'm ready.
If you want to slaughter Seth, what you got a Twitter handle? Maybe people can just roast you on your Twitter handle.
Oh, jeez. Never mind. I take it back. I take back everything.
Little Rogan.
Little.
Hey, that probably isn't taken.
Rogan.
There's still
like
time
that.
to change your Twitter.
I like
handle.
that. All right, I'm doing it now.
Yeah. Write that down. I think that's a good casting though. Let's see. Let's think of another movie, another big movie. Actually, you know what? Let's pivot back to that real quick. Yvonne Strahovski, who was the daughter in Tomorrow War, the grown-up version of the daughter in Tomorrow War, the blonde, Rod, you know who I'm talking about. Put her in that role. Seth, did you ever watch Chuck?
The Dane Cook movie?
No, that's Good Luck, Chuck.
Oh.
But fantastic pull, by the way.
Chucky?
So
the little redheaded doll?
It's Zachary Levi is the main actor. He plays Shazam now. If you're not familiar with him,
isn't Shaq Shazam?
No, don't do that.
What's Shaq? What did he do? Wasn't he some wizard?
He did a Shazam movie, yes, but I'm talking about the DC Shazam movie.
I don't care about DC. I don't care.
What would you say about Margot Robbie?
I don't hate that.
I think that's
either.
another Kristen Bell situation. I think they both kind of fit the same mold, but like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a certain height or certain muscular structure.
Well, I mean, what was it? Wolverine was like really short or something like that, and Hugh Jackman's tall as shit.
Like 6. He's only like 6 foot, but people make a huge deal about that.
All I know is The Greatest Showman was a lot better. Probably my favorite musical of all time.
It was fantastic. Have you seen it yet, Seth?
I'm
this
not,
is my
Hamilton fan. So
I couldn't.
So good.
I couldn't watch Hamilton. I couldn't I don't know because. So here's the thing: I like movies that are set up to have musical value, but they're shot cinematically. They are a movie.
Whereas
I don't
it's
like
the same background the entire time in Hamilton, pretty much.
Yes. Whereas I don't want to watch just a recorded version of a play.
But it's so good, and their voices and just the score and the soundtrack. Oh my goodness!
One day I will do it. It's just not anytime soon. But if you liked Hamilton, you will love it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what my wife tells me.
The Greatest Showman.
I just haven't taken the opportunity to watch it yet.
Well,
so that'll have to happen.
There's no time like the present. You know.
That's
right. Wait till we're done with the show. Yeah. Okay, so let's do. Let's have this conversation then, because it is such a hot topic. There is potential for Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine, but who do you cast moving forward if it's not him? At first I saw this as a joke, but what's his name?
Krasinski?
From The Office?
I really think he could. Yeah,
I love his.
He puts on the muscle. I think he could do it.
What's the Prime TV show he was on?
Jack Ryan.
I like him in that type of role, military, like that type of thing. Because he was in the not Zero Dark 30, but the Benghazi, the movie
13 hours.
13 hours. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I think he did a great job in that movie too. So I think he fits that role.
He was in both A Quiet Place movies. The only thing that's tough for me is like, yes, he's played like a kind of a grizzled role, but he's not like hard enough. He just doesn't have those hard features.
You just got to weather him a little bit with some makeup. And I think he'd be all right because he's got the frame. It looks like, you can add the muscle to it. The beard, the facial hair, everything's good. I mean, and I wouldn't have said that before I saw Jack Ryan, but how much I loved him in Jack Ryan, I'm like, I think he's got a shot at it.
I'm going to say this. Seth, have you ever seen Letterkenny?
No.
The guy who plays Wayne in Letterkenny, and I'm gonna have to find his name. So
No.
the dude, listen, the dude's already jacked. He's in good shape. You know that. Okay. We know that I'm sure he can grow a nice beard. He's already Canadian, which the people are gonna love because Wolverine is actually Canadian. And I truly think that he could get in the shape, and he's got that. I mean, he's got that stone face that you see in Letterkenny, where he's just always like this the entire time. Grow the beard out on him, let his hair grow out some, style it up a little bit. Dude's jacked as shit. He could put on a little bit more muscle, maybe, and I think he could play a decent Wolverine. I buy into it, and it does seem it's a far fetched one, but I could see it.
What about like a Russell Crowe or maybe like Gerard
Russell-
Butler or something?
Gerard,
I do like Gerard Butler's movies aren't the greatest, but I love them.
Yeah.
I absolutely love them.
Here's the one that I would have really enjoyed, but it'll never happen now that he's tied to Venom. Is Tom Hardy? I think would have been fantastic. As well.
Mhm.
He's got the
Really
look.
Yes, he does. Yeah, Tom
He's
Hardy
got
would've been
the
perfect.
look. Yeah. But now it's not going to happen. Now that they're merging those universes, it's just not going to happen. Rod, did you finish watching Loki?
No.
I need to watch
Since
that.
we talked earlier, absolutely not.
All right, where's my list? Greatest
Yeah,
Showman, Loki, Space Jam.
No, don't waste your fucking time on Space Jam, dude. It's a huge waste. I'm gonna finish watching the movie. That's the dumb part is I can't start movies and not finish them, even though
Why
I
did you
know.
stop it?
So I watch it in the mornings, but
Oh,
I only
okay.
have like a half an hour each
Gotcha.
morning to kind of sit down and watch something. I'm not gonna like it, but I'm gonna finish the movie. That's just how I am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. What's another big movie that we could recast?
I was curious, so I looked up, the top replacements for Hugh Jackman, and Joel Edgerton came on there. The guy
Yeah.
who played,
Kingsman, the guy in
Yep.
Kingsman.
and Warrior.
The British
Oh,
guy
I'm
from
thinking.
Kingsman?
Yeah. I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking of someone different, I think.
Yeah, what's his name?
What's
Taron
his-
Egerton is his name.
Yep.
Joel Egerton is he's the brother in Warrior. He's Tom Hardy's brother in Warrior,
Oh,
the
boxing
UFC movie. Yeah, where they fight each other.
The first two on this list are him and Tom Hardy.
Oh, okay. I could see him when he's got the beard and the long hair.
Yeah, right?
Right. Google Images for the win.
Gotta get that dub, man.
That's a good one. All right, let's pick one more movie. The Fast and Furious franchise. If you had to recast Vin Diesel,
Burn the whole
He's-
thing to the ground. You don't
Yeah.
leave
He's-
it. No,
Bingo.
absolutely not.
Yep.
Burn it all.
Vin Diesel. If you have to recast Vin Diesel, that shouldn't be hard to do, man.
Such like a good action star back, like Triple X, the first one that came out. Since
Oh,
then, it's just
yeah.
like, oh, okay. Now you're
Xander
doing the pacifier.
Cage, and he fucking jumps out. Yeah, he goes from jumping off of a convertible and parachuting down into a river to doing the fucking pacifier movie. By the way, good movie. It's not a bad movie. I mean,
Movie. It does what it does.
those dumbass Boy Scouts. Hey, what lights up when you shake it in a jar? Fireflies.
Yeah,
It's been a while since you guys have seen that movie. You don't.
Yeah,
remember
I
that?
don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, nope.
You've never seen the pacifier, Seth?
Is that the one where isn't he like a ex
He's
something and then
Not even ex,
takes
like,
over
he's
like a
a-
family of kids or something?
so the movie starts. He's a Navy SEAL or whatever he is, Marine. They go on this rescue mission. They save the guy. The guy ends up getting shot, but there's a program that this guy created that they need to find. So he acts as the babysitter for this family because the program is supposedly hidden in the house somewhere. And it is an all-out war between like him and 4 or 5 5 kids, and they all learn life lessons from each other. And Vin Diesel realizes that he should actually settle down and have a family, and it's very heartwarming. And now that I say it, it sounds like a terrible movie, but it's actually pretty decent, I guess. But
Teach their own.
all right, fine. You don't want to do the
You're
fast.
in a dog Hamilton, but it's all about the passive part. I see you.
Hey, why don't you mind your own fucking business? Try that. All right, so let's shift, since nobody wants to recast Vin Diesel for the Fast and Furious franchise. Let's put a new Batman in there. Who are we casting as Batman?
That's a good one.
Robert Pattinson, maybe.
No, you shut the fuck up.
I'm ready
Robert
for
Pattinson.
it. I'm
not.
I
Robert
bet he does
Pattinson.
better than you think. I bet he does.
Robert Pattinson is supposed to be like they are filming a Batman movie already. There's trailers and everything for it.
Yep.
Can you put Rod in StreamYard timeout for like a minute or so for bringing that up?
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and recast this thing without him. Are you really you think Robert Pattinson's gonna succeed in this?
From what I've heard, and I've listened to a lot of like the movie talk shows, film talk shows, stuff like that. Like what he's done with his independent films, take Twilight and throw it out the window. Okay, what he's done with his like independent films and his smaller films, apparently he's really good at what he does.
That the Devil All the Time movie you made me watch that was sick as fuck.
It was a good movie though.
That's the one.
It was.
Is that the one in like Ohio? It's based out in a BFE?
Part of it is. Part of it, like it's like Ohio, Kentucky, and
West Virginia type of area.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like it's a couple different characters, but they're all connected somehow.
Yeah, they all merged together.
That was a very cool movie.
It was a sick movie, though. Mm-hmm. It was a sick movie.
That was.
It was hard to sit through, but I did. So the fiance and I started to watch it. They within like the first 10 minutes, they sacrifice a dog, and it was like maybe not.
She's like, "What is this?"
Maybe we don't watch this. I watched it by myself later. It's very cringy, but it's a good movie.
It's very interesting, and it makes you think. And yeah, it's a good one.
It is a very good
Holland
movie.
does well in that too.
Mm-hmm. Tom Holland's a good
I'm
wide
excited
range
to see
actor.
him in Uncharted.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I am excited for that. I need to, you know what? One day I'm going to carve out and just play some video games. It's been a while. Rod, we need to catch some dinos. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Felicia's going. She's gonna be gone this whole weekend. So I mean, I got time for her.
Weird. I'll be there. I will be there
all weekend. I'll be here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Let's finish with this with a complete spin. Let's talk about the sports world a little bit while we wrap this thing up.
Achilles.
He did.
Yeah,
that he did too.
What?
Start with headline news.
Well,
Do the Rams pick up AP or Frank Gore, these old school vets that say they still got some left in the tank now?
Hey, those old school vets carried me halfway through last season while Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb were out. So they still got it. They still got the juice.
Where did you finish last year?
4th.
No, do you have a second round pick? I'm just curious.
Okay. Yeah, just don't try to beat around the bush. Just ask me the fucking question, dude. No, I don't have a second round pick because I traded it for Patrick Mahomes, who I thought was going to do really well at the end of the season. Turned out he didn't, and that cost me a second round pick and a late second round pick at that. So it's going to really kill. Actually, no. Because if we're doing Snake, it's actually an early second round pick. Mm-hmm. It's a late third round pick, which is going to really fuck me over. We're going to take some flyers this year. I got 2 7s, Maybe Justin Fields is going to be playing early this season, We just don't know. But I wanted to ask you, you had your experience. You went to a Clippers game. It's the first time you've been to a baseball game live in a long time. You sound super thrilled about it. What was that like for you?
Spectacular. I mean, we were right next to the dugout, first row. I think the seats were $20. It was a good time.
Beat that.
It was a great time. This one guy was walking up to bat, and I leaned over to John. And I was like, "Hey, this guy right here," because it was the Cubs minor league team, and he was on the Iowa Cubbies. So he was on that team, and he's on the batter's circle. I'm like, John, this guy he means business, and he's like, what? How do you know? And I'm like, first of all, he's got dreads. All right, dreads mean business. Okay. And then first thing, he gets struck out, and I'm like, all right, maybe I'm an idiot. Then he gets hit by a ball. Second at bat, third at bat, hits a 3-run shot, and then fourth at bat hits a triple. So, I'm quite the scout.
For those of you who don't know, a 2-for-4 day with a 3-run home run and a triple is a good day in the baseball world. That's nothing to sneeze at by any means.
They won 15-7 or 15-9. It was crazy how many runs there were that game.
So we're actually going to a game on Saturday for part of Mama Steele's birthday gift. I'm excited, man. It's been a long time. Actually, it hasn't been that long. When did I go to the Indians game? That was like a month or two ago. Shit, never mind. But minor league games have a whole different atmosphere. It's so much looser, man. You go grab yourself a nice beer. There's really nothing on the line. Yeah. There's nothing really on the line. At the end of the day,
in case you were wondering, it's 6.
You had what?
I had 6 wieners, in case you were wondering.
That's pretty soft.
In your mouth?
Thought I did roll
Joey
out.
Chestnut ate 74. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's also only impressive if you ate them all at one time. Simultaneously 6 hot dogs.
I actually just put them in a blender and I drank it.
Oh, yeah. A couple raw eggs in there, too. Mm.
6 hot dogs, 1 bun. Just 1 bun.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a bad website you don't want to go to.
But speaking of sports, did you guys hear about the news coming out of the Big 12 today?
What happened?
Texas and Oklahoma reached out to the SEC about potentially joining. And then the SEC commissioner, when was asked about it, said no comment. And then Texas spokesperson didn't shut it down either.
So this spells good news for TCU's in the Big 12 as well, right?
TCU, Iowa State, Oklahoma State.
Iowa State's sneaky now. I don't want to ever play Iowa State.
Iowa State, I think if you see Texas and Oklahoma leave, obviously they're the blue bloods of the Big 12. You see them go to the SEC. I think you'll see Iowa State come to the Big 10. I think you'll see Notre Dame finally decide to join a conference, and I think Big 10 makes sense to them.
This is just more teams for Illinois to get fucked over by the Big 10 if this is the case.
I can't believe you admitted you watch Illinois football. Why would you do that to yourself?
I believe that humor is one of the core values of Earth, and there's nothing funnier than watching Illinois try to win a game, and that I can appreciate. Now, I've told this story multiple times before. We went for my birthday one year to go see Illinois play at Michigan State. So, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. So I'm going to finish my story and then I'm going to talk about this because you're a piece of shit. Played at Michigan State. They were down 21 points going into the fourth quarter, shanked a punt, punting to Michigan State going into the fourth. We had been there all day. We drove up a decent time to tailgate. We got there noon. Game was until 3:30 or something like that. So we go, enjoy it. We have real great game. So we end up leaving going into the fourth quarter. Illinois puts up a 24-point comeback, largest comeback in school history. And we missed it because we left in the fourth quarter because nobody expects that from Illinois.
No faith.
What a dirtbag. I bet them dog pound fans are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Down 48-0 in the fourth quarter.
And it's because we drink our sours and beer and pass out in the bleachers. That's the only reason we're still there.
So, Rod, this is the same. You're a Bengals fan, and this is the same organization that when we went and saw that game against Jacksonville, Andy Dalton threw a pick in the fourth quarter, and people left jerseys on the seat.
Yep.
and just left.
You got to
Sure
do
went
it.
by and just collected them.
There was this collective grunt when he threw that pick, and it was like his second or third pick of the game too, I believe.
Yep.
And people just took their jerseys off and just whipped them on the seats and left. They said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Listen, go to a Bears game this year. You'll experience.
Yeah,
it's the
that's
same
your
shit.
quarterback. That's your quarterback.
Right.
Well, Roddy, you're going to have to sit through this game because as a group, we have decided that the Browns and Bears game is the one that we're going to this year. And
Solid choice.
because
Busy that day, wish I could go,
only because I will be in Colorado the week before, which is when they play the Bengals in Cincinnati. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. You enjoy yourself if you decide to go to that game, but I'm going to see the Bears play this year
by the way.
for the Bengals game.
Yep. It's in Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yep, Illinois.
That's the one. Hey, what's a Fighting Illini? What does that mean? Is that
it means like the collective state of Illinois. When you say the S on the end of it, that means that those are the Fighting Illini. Those are the ones that grab the pitchforks and tell you all to fuck off because you pronounce the S on the end. It's just I don't really know. I wish I had an answer for you.
Is it,
it's just the state of Illinois becoming a sentient being.
Okay.
And fighting other states. That's
I respect that.
So if it's the Fighting Illini, there's multiples of them. So shouldn't it be Illinois, the Fighting Illini?
The Fighting Illinois.
Illinoisian, right?
The Fighting Illinois.
It's pretty noisy out there in Illinois.
It is pretty noisy. Can't get any piece of
beautiful.
quiet.
I love this.
So I don't. I really don't.
Oh, look at the time. Gotta go.
But while we wrap this up, I'm glad you say that because for this very reason, I would like to pull this up. You'll have to give me a second. I still mounted the TV higher than I should have. I realize that now because I use it as a second screen, but it's like Rod thought there was a massive spider one day because I was just like looking up at the
dude,
the
burn
time.
it down. You don't need that kind of shit in your life.
Send it to the ground. However, we do have our Idiots on a Mic store. So imbeciles of the Seth, have you seen this one? We got called from some random Twitch person, follower. They called us imbeciles of the highest order. And so we made some nice t-shirts. Imbeciles of the highest order. We got the crown with the microphone on there. That's our new crowning jewel. My shirt is going to be coming in soon. Actually, I'm excited for that. However, we do have a shirt for this occasion in which you guys are referring to, and it is right here. This is for my people. This is for those who suffer. These are my people. No, it is not pronounced with the S on the end. It's not Illinois. It's Illinois. I'm not from Illinois. You got the little sound bar in the background there with the great, proud state, long state of Illinois. For stooges like you to let you know that it ain't what you're saying it is.
It does drive me nuts as well when people pronounce the S, but I like to stir the pot. I like to make things interesting.
Seth, why you gotta do that, man?
I'm just gonna do it more now, though.
Okay, I don't really care for that.
Okay.
I'm back.
Did you go to the bathroom or did you go to get the cat, you asshole?
All right, listen, the cat just happened to be right next to me, so
I like that long sleeve.
You like this here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
get you one, dude. Get you one.
Our Idiots Against Cancer is still probably the best product we've made. I'm gonna
absolutely. So yeah, Idiots Against Cancer
that's
for
a good
sure.
One too. I like the purple though. I love the purple.
I've got the hoodie. The hoodie's fantastic. I don't like the. You fucks with the purple.
That's
what you do. You fucks with the purple.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Get Rod. Now's your time. You want to talk about it? You want to talk? This is Rod's crowning jewel here.
That's right. It's beautiful.
That's
so beautiful.
I
don't think we've sold a single one of those.
We have not. But one thing I want to highlight is So we are moving the marathon episode. We still got to work out what date's going to work best for everybody. However, so we have this here, which is our Idiots for Fundraising shirt. All the proceeds from this shirt are going to go directly to the 3 charities that we're intending to raise money for. So that's Mission 22, American Cancer Society, and Make-A-Wish. So buy those t-shirts up, get yours now. It's not like a while they last kind of thing. We're going to be running this promotion as long as we can. Go in and get them. And Bonfire is actually taking surveys on how to improve this stuff. They may be they may be allowing discount codes for certain stores and everything like that. So if that's something we're going to be able to do by the time we do the marathon episode, then we'll put a discount code with this one and say, hey, get free shipping or get X amount of % off for this shirt, because we want to sell as many of these as we possibly can to just add to that income we're trying to put towards those 3 charities. And let's not forget, as you can see in the little corner here, we've got our boys, our friends, the CBD brothers, USA, USA, USA.
Why didn't Rod join in? He's communist.
You're communist.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up there for today. By the way, point out this bourbon you were drinking there earlier, bud. What do we got?
Bourbon is swerving.
Say Bellmead bourbon. So it's
okay.
It's actually aged. It's bourbon and it's aged in Spanish brandy casks. And you could only buy this in Tennessee because it was an old distillery from a family, and then like grandma and grandpa did away with it back during Prohibition or whatever, and then like great grandsons or whatever started this back up 10 to 15 years ago. So this was just a special one. They just happened to have brandy casks that they put their bourbon in and aged it, and 120 proof gets the job done.
Holy shit!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a sipping. That's a sipping.
It's a sipper.
For sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It took me the whole show to finish, a 2-finger pour. So, yeah, it's a sipper.
All right, we'll see you next week when you wake up. Thank you everybody who chimed in.
I thought that was our
Who
thing.
listened. Yeah, we're getting there. Thank you everybody who chimed in. Thank you everybody who listened. Sounds like a bachelor party drink. Yes, it does, Mama Steel. Thank you. Happy birthday again, Mama Steel.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Mama Steel.
If it's expensive, don't bring it, because there's gonna be a bunch of shitheads there, and it's gonna go down some gullets really fast, and it's not meant to.
It was, but I like to share the wealth. Why not have a little bit of fun?
We're in Tennessee, so you know what? He can just.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I'll be in Nashville tomorrow, so I can pick up another bottle.
Oh.
Seth, you are a well-traveled, just fine specimen of a man.
Yeah, where did you and the lady go? You guys were out of the country for a little bit.
Atlantis.
Yeah.
It sure fucking looked like that.
We were in Belize, and it is, oh my goodness, that was one vacation that I just did not ever want to leave that place. It was gorgeous. Unbelievable.
So what do you have to do to be able to go on a vacation in Belize? Because I want to go camping, and I'm like, fuck, that's
with some thick knee pads,
like
and can-do attitude to get the job done for you.
I don't have anything to say to that.
We're gonna wrap it up there for today. Seth, thank you again for taking the time to come on the show. You continue to do it, so you must either hate yourself or
I'm a glutton for punishment, baby.
Yeah, or you ain't got shit to do.
It's like the torture thing with Jerry on Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not done with that episode. Let's not ruin anything, okay?
All right.
I know that the lighting in here I need to fix. I know that. But yes, to Rod's point, we're going to wrap it up there for today. As soon as we get updates on the marathon, we'll be posting that. That'll, hopefully within the next week or so, we can schedule that. Rod and I have some discussions to figure out. And by the way, we're going to be in an actual studio potentially for this thing.
It's actually just a coat closet in a studio, but we're in the studio, so that counts.
Yeah. We can see under the crack in the door. The studio is on the other side, so count it. You know.
Technicality.
Yeah. Again, thank you everybody who listened. Thank you everybody who chimed in, and as always, our good friends and listeners, and. I ran out of things so fast. I just spaced. I was like, the only thought I had was, all right, let's keep Rod fist bumping as long as I can, and then that was it. I couldn't think of any more things.
Cheers.
Cheers, and we'll see you guys next week.